No, Abe, it's an 18-minute intro screen. Actually, I sit on this screen a lot and just podcast. So half the time you see this screen, actually way more than half the time you see the screen, I'm just not even, I'm here, but I'm like, there's no Muppet on the screen, I mean. No, I mean. I wanted to give this one a little more time though, because I've been, I started earlier again. I used to start at 2 all the time. And then with the nature of like my meetings and the way all that's been going, I kept having to push back. And I have never changed my schedule to reflect the later time. Because I've always wanted to, like intended to, go back to being a little earlier. And yeah, I've been able to. Very recently. Very recently. How dare you change your times? Well, I used to start at the same time on the dot every day. And then when I started to do more work, the problem is that everyone's PST. This is the problem. So they're like not able to even start meetings until 2 hours prior to now. Meanwhile, I'm up for at least 5 hours. And it's pissing me off, and I think we have to blow up the West Coast, is what I'm thinking. I actually think we have to get Godzilla out here. Force the people to flee east, because I'm getting pissed. I want a 10 a.m. meeting, dude. EST! Or I end stream, and I'm like, what about late night? And they're like, I don't work late night. And I'm like, well, I fucking do, so... You're gonna stay up till 1 a.m. I work in their afternoon through like the second chunk of their work day, more than half of it. So yeah, the PSTers are fucking up my flow, dude. Fucking up my flow. All your business people are on the West Coast. What is there that the East Coast doesn't have? Nothing. Nothing. There's no point to being there. There's so much East Coast that isn't even built up yet to live on that is perfectly fine. But I work constantly. I don't really have non-work hours, so... Oh yeah, they have earthquakes. They have earthquakes over there. We don't really get those. Why'd y'all rush to the other coast? You ever heard of the gold rush? You ever heard of that? It's literally called the gold rush. East Coast got built up, and then there was all this free land for the taking that totally was not occupied by anybody, certainly not. And that's what everyone was told. And they were like, oh my god, fuck tons of land that I could just have with gold in it? I'm going. And then they went there and they got there and they're like, yes, there's no one here anymore, and then they took the land, and that was, and then they had their wonderful happy ever after kind of thing. And it was a great, wonderful story. Yeah, it was free real estate, pretty much. Well, realistically, actually, a lot of that land was completely empty. Just because of the initial population, and how they lived. So they saw that as, well, I could be a rancher out here, or whatever the fuck. But I think, I guess if you're doing work in or with Asia, it's good to be on the West Coast. But if you're not, I much prefer East Coast, because personally, being able to do business with those in the EU easily is really good for a lot of industries. You just gotta be like on the East Coast. Because if you're PSD, they don't want to have meetings with your ass. You ever work with anyone in the EU? When work hours are over, done, clocked out, unreachable. It's wonderful. It's how it should be. And I'm going to be real with you. A good number of people on the East Coast like that, too. I'd say East Coast has a lot more in common with European culture than West Coast, for sure. Especially in work culture. People in New York don't fucking play around, you know what I mean? Anytime I'm East Coast, it feels like West Coast, but angry and cold. I don't know why people say angry, because I'm like, it's just, I think everyone's happier here. That's just me. I actually think everyone's happier on the East Coast than the West Coast. West Coast, everyone's got fucking, like, ChatGPT psychosis, and they're all freaking the fuck out all the time, and they're like, we're happier because we look happier in pictures, and I'm like, yeah, you got all fake teeth, and you know, you got like that scary veneers. You're all on Instagram every 3 seconds in comparison. And then on the East Coast, I see people like outside talking, you know? I see people playing bocce. You ever see people play bocce on the West Coast? Fuck no. Only rich people, and they do it for the gram, you know what I'm saying? But then East Coast, I see people outside actually playing bocce for, you know, human enjoyment, which is crazy. Now, my view is skewed because New York, specifically. But I've lived everywhere on the East Coast, and you know, I just feel like people are chilling more. And then anytime for work I had to go West Coast, everyone was like freaking the fuck out all the time. At least that was my interpretation. Except for the people that lived on the beach. The ones that were like permanently hanging out on the beach, they were happier. But that was like it. Lived everywhere on the East Coast. Every single town, every city. Every single one. Pacific Northwest slander is heinous. I thought the Pacific Northwest was cool. It's just separated from what people think of, typically. I think in California, everyone's more stressed. I think Pacific Northwest is way more chill in comparison, for sure. It's the East Coast of the West Coast, you could say. It's, you know what I mean? No, if I had to live West Coast, I'd be Pacific Northwest. I would not live in California. Yeah, you said hold on, I scrolled. So my partner's from the West Coast and says everyone on the East Coast is angry. I don't get it either. It's just what you're used to. Especially it's where you are raised. I found that as an East Coaster, a Northeasterner specifically, I would talk to people on the West Coast and they would get the wrong impression from what I was saying. And I was like, this is to the point where we have two separate interpretations of English here, and people are not realizing that that's what it is. You know? Like, we have different interpretations of tone based on region. Straight up. In a way, a dialect would be different with different words. We have different interpretation of tone. And then people be like, you're so angry. And I'm like, how about we speak differently entirely, and we need to, you know, refactor our brains to thinking about it like that. You know? Geega big on flannel and coffee, I see. Actually, neither. I hate coffee. I don't like drinking coffee at all. I can't stand it. And then I don't think... Have I ever even worn a flannel? Maybe like once. I think I owned one flannel shirt. That I could think of. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to recall. I think that was it. Like how German just sounds like an angry language to a lot of people. No, it's an interpretation, man. All I know about the East Coast is what I see in Scorsese films, so I figure you're all cops or mafia. Yup. So real. So real. I go outside and I see someone walking and I go, fuck you looking at? And then I push them on the ground. Arr! I walk some street I don't even live on. Get off my lawn. And then I shoot them twice to make sure they're dead. Always double tap. Tiny ass town I grew up in had a mafia presence up until the 80s. A lot of places had mafia presence up until the 80s. There isn't really much mafia presence anymore. There's some, but they're way more low key. And in general, you know, you miss it and you don't. It depends on what side of things you were on or who you knew or where you lived or whatever. But it's not the same. People missing organized crime sounds odd. Well, like I said, it depends. So there were a lot of bads to it, and I wouldn't say it was overall good. I would not say that. It was definitely crime, but there were certain things that came about culturally due to the pressure of the mafia presence that I think are sorely missed. Doesn't mean that mafia presence is the answer, that is the way to have those things, but stuff like consequences stuff like consequences existing for people doing stupid shit in your community. I mean, you know, do we miss the other stuff? No. But, you know, yeah, if you fucked around, you found out. Wasn't the mafia also responsible for lots of community building? Yes, very, very much so. And I think this is one of those things, like, again, I still think it was overall bad. I wouldn't be like, bring it back, you know? But there was also a lot of good that specific people in, especially poorer communities, really benefited from. And that is not talked about unless you lived in one of those areas or you were near one of those areas. And a lot of people that are not from those areas talk about the mafia and they don't know shit. They genuinely don't know shit. All these movies have not shown the good parts. They romanticize the bad parts.
Mistakes with capiche in my prompts so the AI knows not to fuck around and find out.
Exactly. We like the idea of the mafia. But you don't even have an idea of the mafia. You don't even know. That's the thing, is like the idea isn't even close to a lot of it. I say Godfather was closest, but Godfather was focused on, you know, it was a drama. Godfather romanticized them to hide the reality, but then they didn't romanticize the actual good parts. That's the problem. They romanticized some stuff. They didn't show the worst of the worst, and they didn't show the best of the best. You know what I mean? I think culturally it did hit the mark on, like, the way people acted, but it didn't actually show what they were doing. And there was so much, you know, crazy bad shit, like human trafficking and stuff, you know? Like, people, that's not all shown in a lot of these mafia movies to the extent that it happened. It also was less common than people talk about it today. People act like that's all they did or something, which is, like, not it. I think actually the Mafia games did a really interesting thing where they showed one family saying, or all the families at first saying, no drugs. We don't get into drugs. We don't touch that shit. we do other work, but we no drugs, right? And then one family gets into selling drugs for money and they all go like fuck them up. That was more accurate. And then at some point, some families that were into that stuff, you know, took hold. But like, there was a lot of discourse there. So some people act like they're like, oh, mafia, they're all about drugs. And I'm like, no, actually, there were some families that, actually, a good number of families that did not want to touch that stuff, did not want to deal in it. You know, so there's a lot of misinformation on who did what there. And then a lot of it was them just trying to hold down areas to keep the people living the way the people wanted to live. That was genuinely what a lot of the work was supposed to be. Now, were the means necessarily justified? Not always. Sometimes yes, but not always. But there was a lot of good that they did for a lot of communities that I don't really see portrayed. Makes me a little sad because I'm like, well, when people say they miss it and then people go, oh, why would you miss only this crime org? And I'm like, well, because they miss the good parts and no one like shows that shit properly, you know? And the thing is, I think it's important to show that stuff, not because you're trying to claim that the mafia is the means to that good end, but to show it's possible to live like this. It's possible for communities to be good and do things for themselves, etc. You know what I mean? And I think it's important to show the positives just to show that. Like, yeah, this was real, this happened. People lived like this and it was great. You know? Yeah, you said movies and shows will never show the Black Panthers doing food drives and house buybacks for those under their protection. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. They make it out every time there's an organized crime sort of thing in a movie. They make it out to be like all about the bad, and I'm like, dude, so much of the point of what they were doing or what they thought the point was for these good ends to everything, you know? And obviously things always get bad over time, you know? Everything gets bad. Humans are flawed, but, you know. The Mafia owned a lot of the OG gay bars. Very true. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They were pretty big on letting people exist. And a lot of them were Catholic and weren't into some of this shit, but they didn't believe that you could cast people out. You know what I mean? Some of them did not practice what they preached, but others did. It's funny because they would kill someone and be like, yeah, he had to go. You know, immediately breaking the thou shalt not kill rule. But then someone would be like, okay, well, you know, I don't like this dude trying to own a gay bar because something. And the Mafia would be like, well, it depends on which family, but most of them would be like, you can't cast people out of their community like that. and they would protect them. So they weren't like Bible toting, Bible thumping, you know, like you see some mob media portray them as extremely homophobic. It depended on who. It depended on the family and stuff, but a lot of the families were like, even if you don't like it, you have to be tolerant, was a lot of what was preached. You know? It was like, it doesn't matter what you personally think. If they're not causing harm to you, then you leave them alone. Which should be the message. Like, even if you can't find yourself to accept something, you should at the very least be able to be tolerant. At the very least. You know? Even if something goes against your beliefs, you should at the very least be able to do that. And that was kind of what they upheld in the community sphere. But yeah, then all the media would portray them as like all hating that. And I'm like, not really. Really depended. There was a violence-backed unwritten rule not to fuck with people that are minding their own business. Pretty much. Pretty much. Most organized crimes sprung up to help their ethnic community, since in many cases they were abandoned. Yeah. I mean, that's what it was. That's what it was, man. I think the one of the big waves of Italians coming over was like early 1900s and 18 like 60s, 1860s through early 1900s. Big exodus of people from Italy and especially Sicily to the US, right? And a lot of that brought over crime families, or was kind of the start of it. And then in the early 90s and mid, they were very active. And a lot of that was just because when they came over at that time, they were just treated like shit. That's all. They're treated like shit, and you know, an Italian woman would have an issue, and then they wouldn't help her out really. So you know, so that stuff kind of was their answer. You know, Jed, don't. Thank you for the raid. We were talking about the mafia. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, guys. Talking about Der Mafia. But welcome on in. You said, I think they need to let the Yakuza come back in Japan with how disrespectful some of the tourists have been. Not really. Not really. Nope. I think, you know, I'm not going to give my take. I was going to say something like, no. That's not worth the discussion. It wasn't about Japan, it was about something else, but. When I was in Korea, it was a long time ago. Country was a lot more xenophobic than it is now. It still is. But a lot more than it is now. And I will say, you know, increased globalization has been good for the country, but they've maintained this level of like fuck around and find out over there. So when foreigners come in and start doing crazy shit, you know, they start shutting them out of certain things. I feel like Japan is very kind. Very kind. But, you know, there's a point where I'm like, they shouldn't have to tolerate bad behavior. You should default tolerate people. But, you know, yeah, they're quite forgiving. They're quite forgiving. I know, Korea's is less strict than it used to be, but when I was there, if you were acting up and people wanted you gone, if you were not from the country, they would just ship you back like instantly. If you were doing some crazy shit, they wouldn't even think about it. They'd be like, your visa's up, go. Drop you off at the airport, get out. Like straight up. And they had this program way back in the day where they would they would drop you at a hotel near the airport if you're like, oh, but my flight isn't for, you know, a week or whatever. They'd be like, okay, then you can stay right here. And there was like an approved area that you could be, so you could live, you could eat food, you know, etc. But they'd be like, you're not allowed to go hang out in like the main city and shit. Yeah, it was like lockdown. And it was like you had to be doing something insane, you know? You had to be like, not insane, but you had to be like very disruptive. But, yeah. I feel like if people got punched in the face every time they were disrespectful, that would cure a lot of the problem. The problem is that humans are so flawed. So if we were like, yeah, someone's doing something wrong, you're allowed to punch them. Now you have to have people, you know, properly identify when someone's doing wrong and not put any personal biases into it ever, which is not how people are. People are fucking, you know, people. They're flawed. So there's no answer, is what I'm saying. I mean, realistically, not to get too deep, but like I think in general in society right now, nothing is rewarded properly and nothing is negatively rewarded properly. I truly think like so many of our issues boil down to that. You know, nothing is positively or negatively rewarded the right way, realistically. You know, but also I think humans are bad at doing that because they always bring their own shit into it. Or systematically stuff starts going wrong and then they don't know how to fucking undo it and just follow the paper that they agreed on, you know? But that's kind of what it all boils down to every time. You know? Yeah, I know what you meant, Woodward. I totally know what you meant, and I agree. That's why I was saying I was bringing up the Korea comparison. I don't think it's as strict nowadays as it used to be, but yeah, they used to, if you were acting up and doing stuff that you shouldn't, they would essentially quarantine you. They'd just be like, all right, you're now not allowed into most areas. And if you're seen, you know, you're getting shipped back, you know? Social media straight inverts the reward system? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's yeah, the positive negative reward system in life and society has been very flipped. I think heavily with the use of technology, but just in general, it's slowly gotten toward that. But yeah. I don't know. All I can say is life ain't that bad. Go outside. Be active in your community. You can't really change things at a big level the way you'd like, but you sure can change stuff at the own level that you're on, which is individual and in your community. You know what I mean? Spend less time on Twitter reading about what's going on in places that aren't where you are. Go outside and be like, what does my community need? Literally, what does the area I live in need? What can I do? Is there stuff already happening that I can go to and support by being there? Etc. You know? Go to a library. You know, all the time, libraries start up little programs, little things to bring people together, and no one goes. People don't go. Or 8 people go, and they're like, well, it's not enough people to really sustain this, so we have to shut down the program. This happens all the time, and then people are like, there are no third spaces. Yeah, because you're not going outside, bitch. You're not fucking going outside. They'll have a community garden, and then they're like, actually, we're paving it. And people are like, why? The community garden was great. Okay, did you go there and garden ever? You know. So. Just saying. You actually have to practice what you preach, you know? As a librarian, I appreciate trying to help people. My library does so much to help kids learn to read, be educated, gain social experience. It's valuable. Yes. People be like, oh my God, kids these days stuck on their iPads. Okay, encourage people to go to the library. You have a niece or nephew that's an iPad kid? If your sibling will let you take them, be like, I'm going to take them to the library this Saturday. Bet you won't, because you want to play, you know, fucking games on your phone on Saturday. You know what I mean? So just, you gotta put the effort in, man. You can't have things that you don't utilize and then expect everyone else to utilize them, because then the tragedy of the commons occurs where everyone's like, oh, it doesn't matter if I don't use it, someone else will. And then they don't. Know what I mean? I go to weird lectures on rocks at the library. Yes. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. One of of our most successful kids programs is summer and winter reading programs. The kids earn prizes just for spending time reading, no money needed. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I had a book club when I was younger that one of my friend's parents started. And it was very simple. It was, we're gonna read a book and you're gonna have, X number of weeks to read it. And then at someone's house, there was a pizza party. Ooh, pizza party with home baked goods, everything. Like a mom just set it up. She made little drinks, whatever. And we would just hang out and have a pizza party in her house. But you're only allowed to go if you read the book. If you can show up and you can talk about the book. You had to have read the book. That was all. And you know how many kids read those damn books to show up to the pizza party? And then they also genuinely liked reading, because once they started reading, they were like, wait, actually, I like this. So it wasn't just you get a physical prize, which is getting to eat pizza, but it was also getting to hang out with everyone and talk about the book and stuff. Dude, that shit was gas. And you know what it was? It was one person making her Saturday available to host the pizza party. Moms have to work full time these days? Yeah, but some of them can have a Saturday over the summer. And lots of the moms who also worked, okay? My whole family was working, and a lot of my friends' parents were both working. They would still make this happen because it was on a Saturday and people would pitch in. One mom would clean up and have an area that we could use. Another mom would be like, I'll go get the pizzas, right? And then another mom would be like, I baked shit and brought it, So even with the little time that they had, they still made what they could out of it, And it was good. Anyway, on that note, we have a book club in the Geega Discord. Because I try to make this community as touch grassy as possible. We do have a book club. Meeting every Tuesday. Look at that. Take your kids to card shops also. Yes, but teach them to not lick their fingers after eating Doritos and then put them on the cards also, though. No snot-nosed kids, you know what I mean? Teach them to wash their damn hands. Guys, what TCGs do you play? I was thinking about making a playmat at some point. And I was like, should I just do a playmat base vanilla, or should I do a playmat and then have some different little UI thingies? Tragic the saddening.
Teach them a secret
You MTG
technique.
people.
Snacks with chopsticks.
If only. Mostly Magic. Okay, I saw Little Yu-Gi-Oh. Is your workout mat work already? That's a desk mat that people are going to leave on their desk typically. It's not the same as a play mat. When I think of play mat, I think of something slightly thinner than that and easier to roll up, really small. The sizing would also be a little different. The desk mat for regular desk use tends to be a lot more wide. So the sizing would be a little different. You can use a regular desk mat for that. But I like to square them off a little more. And then when you make a desk mat for desk use, I like to make them extra wide typically, so that they cover a lot of the mouse pad area, but you still have a space to the left of your keyboard as well that has the mat. Okay, it's mostly MTG, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I'm gonna write this down because I was like, I have to check the MOQs, but if I'm ordering playmats to sell as merch, having a couple little marked spots would be nice, but you know, what if I'm like, oh yeah, I made them all for Pokemon cards, right? And then you're like, oh, I don't play Pokemon. And now I've got 100 playmats with Pokemon lines on them, and you won't use them, you know what I mean? I'll flag this for them. For my team. I could also do vanilla areas, like I have, you know, a little line for a deck space, a line for this, a line for that, or a little box, I should say, but not have them be tied down to specific games. Just put them in the spots that every game has some shit. There's always like a discard pile. There's always a draw pile. You know what I mean? Could also do that. I'll do that. Could also do full vanilla and not have any lines on them. I'll probably do a poll in the Discord at some point as well. But I know some games don't really need that, so I'm like, maybe we just do one little, maybe nothing, or just one little deck area. I feel like most Magic ones don't really have that, because it's highly dependent on what you do, right? Or it's usually like on the right side, there are a bunch of rectangles for like your deck itself, and like I guess keeping track of life, maybe. I don't know. Be nice to have holes in at least one corner, better two corners, so you can hang them easily, be for drying or fixating them to the ground. Ooh, I usually I wash my desk mats and stuff occasionally, and I usually just hang them with clothespins. I just use clothespins. I've never actually had one with little... You mean like the type that has like the little... Rivet is not the word. Rivet is not the word. Grommet, thank you. Grommet. You know what I'm talking about. Might be nice to have those. Yeah, if they're metal, it'd be cool. But also, if you wash them a lot and it's metal, the chance of it rusting is also there. I'll think about that. I will think about that. MTG players use a spin down D20 for life now, I think. Yeah, I really want to do something where I also have dice, a dice set. I'm not going to reveal like everything we're looking at, but basically just a lot of TCG stuff is what I was looking into recently. But yeah, if you have any thoughts on like products you'd love to see relating to TCG or tabletop gaming or any of that, do let me know. Do let me know. And a lot of the stuff you're going to say I've probably already got on my list, but I would like to hear it, so I know if I'm on the right track, you know? Main MTG ones for commander of 2 turnable numbers. It can go from 0 to 99. Yeah, yeah. Don't the little commander boxes have like a thing? Hold on, commander deck box. Got the little thing on the side, typically. So you can see, you can like place the one specific card on the side. I know a lot of people have that for their deck boxes for Commander. It's not necessary, but I like the look of that. It's sort of like a display slot for you to display that one card, and then the rest of your deck is in the deck box. I like those. I was looking at those sorts of things. I was looking at ones with like dice drawers, so you can add that and have that in there. You know what I would love? Something that I always used when playing D&D in person. Because you can throw dice in front of you, and that is cool. But depending on if the person has like a cool game table or not, or what they've got going on, sometimes your dice would just fly off the table. And what I used to do is I used to use a Yahtzee cup. I had the little felted cup. Yeah, dice trays are nice, but I had the felted cup. Okay, and I would like spin it around there and then just go boom, and I'd slap it down on the table and lift it up, and that feeling was really fun. I do like a little tray to roll into, but you don't get a good roll. You don't get a good roll, you know? And dice towers are fun, but you're not rolling it now. You're just shoving in the dice tower. But I loved the cup, the Yahtzee cup. So I'm like, that would be nice. Ooh, yeah, foldable dice tray with buttons. Yeah. Hold on, I'm writing stuff down. I'm writing it all down. But I liked the Yahtzee cup, man. That shit was fun as hell. And I feel like you could probably, my thought is you could make a deck box where like the top full slips off and becomes the dice cup. You know what I'm saying? That could go crazy. That shit could go insane. Another coin for coin flips for games? Oh, yeah. How often do you guys need to do a coin flip? I know some people will roll dice, but also just to follow kind of the rules and keep it in spirit, a lot of people like to do the coin flip. What about a coin? That could be fun. It's usually like the size of a quarter-ish. Like the ones that I've seen that are like, they have ones made of, with enamel and stuff like that. Often I play group slug, just use dice. Yeah, I know a lot of people that use dice for it. They have a little D2. It looks like a D4, but it's just got ones and twos printed on it, or they have, they just take out a D20. Yeah, Pokemon coin flips a lot. A challenge coin of some sort, for example. Oh, we did sell a challenge coin pin. This community does own my challenge coin. I was thinking about making one that's just like the normal coin. Could be cool. Could be cool. I'd have to do a proper heads and tails, though. Okay, I'll think about a lot of these. I've written down some of them. But yeah, I can't stand when people throw dice from fucking across the room. They pick their hand up and they're like super high up and then drop it and they're like, haha, yay, I love rolling dice, and then they throw it all over the floor. And I'm like, dude, just there are so many devices to contain these, man. Please. I have some tokens made for MTG for the mascots? I thought about that, or maybe like a set of little acrylic guys. Then you could actually use for D&D. Like tiny acrylic standees. That way they can you can pull them out of the bases and they can go back flat. You can flat pack them. Because making like 3D minis would be very expensive, and I think a lot of people wouldn't end up buying them. But if I did a set of acrylic ones, kind of like the standard VTuber acrylic standees, but they're tiny, could be good. Could be cute. Oh, card tokens? That could be good too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm writing it all down. I'm writing it all down. Tokens would be good. Also, yeah, to the person who was asking earlier about if me and Haruka did part 2 of that game, we did finish it. It should be on one of the next VODs. I think I played something else first, and then we opened that game. So within like a week or two from the first one, it might have been the next day or something, we did it. Wish VTubers did dice bags and card backs. Yeah, I have dice bags written down already. Well, because a lot of VTubers themselves don't play that stuff. Their communities do, but they themselves don't. So they don't think about that. But that's why it's on my list, because I've always been like a tabletop person. I don't really do it on stream because I don't, as a non-physical person, as a person with no corporeal form, a little harder to, you know, do those types of streams. And I have played fully online D&D before, and I did not like it. I did not like it. I wanted to do it in person. So, you know, doesn't mean I don't like that stuff, though. I just can't find a good way to stream it. I also can't find people that want to sit down and stream it over and over. They say they do, but then they don't actually show up, you know? They don't show up, so. Does V-Card need dice or coins to play it? Does anyone play V-Card? Or do you just collect? Have any of you actually sat down and played it? Be honest with me. Mostly collect. Yeah, because when I love it as a collectible thing. When I was in the last set, someone was like, "Oh, you should make a playmat for this," and I was like, "I think you guys just collect it." Genuinely, I think. I think. He said it's true. I tried pulling Geega into a D&D campaign like a year ago. You did, Odd. I was like kind of down, but I don't know. Playing online is just, it's okay. I find myself like my brain tunes out. I start fully tuning out, but I love playing it in person. And I played for years with the same group. 5-6 years. All my V-Card boxes are still in their delivery packaging in the back of a closet somewhere. Wait, isn't you never open them? Dude, open them. I need to know who gets my God Rares. No one's claimed them. I don't know where they are. I have no clue. No one's claimed them on the site, man. Open it. Open them all. Would you still do one-shots? I would do one-shots. I would do one-shots. I just think if I was doing a long-term thing, I would want it to be in person. Like a long-term campaign. I reckon you'd be a great DM. I really liked DMing, but I had a friend who liked DMing, and it was like his thing. He's like, I am a DM, and it was his whole personality. So, you know, he was our DM for our really long campaigns. It was like, if he wasn't allowed to be the DM, I feel like he would have lost all sense of purpose in his life. So, you know, we just let him do it. Because he was just, I don't know. I feel like he's like the type of person who wants to be a leader but isn't exactly built for it, but is good at certain things, and DMing is pretty good at. And I felt like because he didn't find those leadership opportunities in like every other way in our friend group, if we didn't let him be the DM, I think he just would have had nothing in his life and like cried every night, genuinely. And so I was like, all right, man. Like, he'd go play tank, but then he wasn't really good at organizing people into a static. You know what I mean? And we'd be like, all right, you can play tank if you want. And then I'd be doing the call-outs. You know what I mean? So that was just kind of how we did it, man. I end up DMing because no one else makes campaigns or one-shots, and I want to play. Yeah, no one builds anything. I was thinking of, I thought it'd be really fun to build, you know, there's some like one-shots or campaigns where they make like DM packs. And they basically build out a world and what happens in all these different areas and some story and some characters, and they just build this so that a DM can just kind of pick it up and play it. Yeah, setting primer. I was thinking it'd be cool to make some of those. Make a little pack of them. But not 100% of everything, just some stuff, some maps, etc. And you can, you know, homebrew whatever the fuck you want, but just some stuff for people to kind of go off of so that it's within like this community's world building. I think that'd be cool. Because also people don't want to step on the world building if they're like not sure of what I would want, you know? So I think setting up the baselines and then letting people kind of go within that. Sort of how D&D has its own universe, right? It's got manuals, it's got its own universe, and you can just build out from there. I think maybe doing some of that, just a pack of homebrewed stuff, would be cool. Would be neat. I like playing bit characters too much to DM. It's all I would end up doing. I had one friend. He made a one-shot, and he did this as a joke, and we didn't realize at first. He made a one-shot, and the whole point was to never allow us to get into combat and to make us have to talk our way out of everything. But he didn't tell us that on purpose. So that way, as we played, we would realize that the whole time it was all about speech and, like, how you go about things. And he had really elaborate, like, written out flowcharts for each character of, like, different ways you could win the conversation, essentially. And, like, if you were kind of on the way to one of them, you could end up, like, getting through that encounter. It was really funny, and I really liked it, and I think about it all the time, and I'm like, it'd be fun to make a one-shot like that just for a stream. No combat, it's just pure conversation. I think that'd be fun as fuck. In theory, that's how it should be. I mean, if you're playing D&D and you're having fun, you're probably not only doing combat. Yeah. Yeah. I think that'd be good. I should see if I can hit him up. He exists somewhere. I just haven't seen this friend in, God, I don't know how many years. See if I could be like, hey, how'd you do that again? What was your system? Because I need that. I need that. Make Neuro DM. Holy fuck, wait. That's beautiful. Hold on. That would be amazing. She basically did on a YouTube video a while back. Yeah, but imagine we tell her, you are the DM. You have these 3 people who are playing these characters, and we could feed her some of the info first, and then just be like, you have to DM this. This is how DMing works. And just let it rip. Just let it rip. Either that or I let her be a player, but I think as a DM that'd be funny. He said, yeah, probably. I think that would be crazy.
Exclamation mark charity event, Neuro DM, and when a goal is hit she switches with evil.
Ooh. Yeah, evil could be the enemies. Oh, it'd be so funny. Oh my god, I should do that. I should open up some random fucking LLM and be like, make a D&D campaign. But I give it some backstory and tell it like it can make shit up a little and then just see what it makes up. I should do that for a video. I'm really curious to see If I'm like, try to be creative, what it tries to do. Let Boris drive. Oh my god. Maybe. We can discuss this. We can discuss this, me and the team. You don't need an LLM for that. I can make up shitty lore on my own. I mean, I also thought about making some sort of like crowdsourced campaign. Like you guys are voting on stuff the whole time. And chat is the DM. That could be done, but it would need so much prep. So much prep. Honestly, it could be fucking awesome though. Like I've seen stuff like it, but I think it's always been simple polls and there's not a lot of ability to like for you guys to homebrew shit, you know? I think a better system could be done. I'll think on this. I will think on this. But yeah, I think I'll see if Beetle wants to do that because we've never actually done anything together. He's like raided me several times and I've been like, cool. And then I've never hit him up to actually do anything. Not once. I just don't like asking people for shit. All right. All right. We gotta figure out what games are coming out, guys. What games are coming out? I need to make my list. I got through a lot of the stuff I wanted to get through, and I started up some things that I was like, I don't want to finish this on stream. Happy with one stream. I gotta check out what's coming up. Because we got through a bunch of shit. Games are coming out. There always are. Subnautica 2, we're gonna do tomorrow with... Hold on. Zenmata... Ama or Fruit? Hold on. I don't remember. I don't remember because I'm always in a million things with a million people. It's Fruit. It's Fruit for this one. It's Fruit. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. Actually, Zen was like, we could do it at whatever time did she say? Zen always wants to do stuff earlier than I'm live, and then I don't know if I want to like start stream and immediately be in the game. Because I always chat first. I don't think there's a huge issue with that, but like we don't do that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be like, some of us are streamers too, you know what I mean? Just not my schedule memorized, you know? So I was thinking of just starting in the game or just starting early. I think it'd be really funny to type that, but Zen wouldn't think I'm joking. She'd be like, oh my fucking god, you're so right. And I'd be like, no, I was memeing. And then we'd have a moment where I'd have to be like, no, it was a joke. You know? But I want to type it because it'd be funny as fuck to type it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll confirm. So that would be 2 p.m. my time. If we are doing it 2 p.m., I might start straight in the game. Not chat beforehand. If we don't start right at 2 p.m., then I'll probably start stream at 2 p.m. and we just chat until the game starts. But yeah. What is coming out? So Subnautica 2, that's tomorrow. We're doing that. Game Informer release schedule. Where are we at? We're at May. We played Die in the Dungeon. I did that. I have no interest in mixtape. Outbound looks like it was a dud, which sucks because there's a lot of media around it. There's a lot of Twitter posts and things that I got shown of that game, and it just turned out to be not so great. Directive 8020 is one that I've been seeing people play. I don't know. The gameplay looks boring to me. but I can't tell if it looks boring or if it is boring. Because sometimes something looks boring, but then you play it and you're like, hold on, this shit fucks. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like one of those things where you just stealth and hide from a monster or whatever. I don't know. It sucks, but maybe fun for a one stream. Then why, if it sucks, then why would I play it though? Nah. Nah, we can do better, man. We can do better. But wait, you need the next MacGuffin to open the door to stealth again. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, and I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. Mary said Subnautica 2. Farming Simulator 26 comes out on the 19th. Oh. Forza Horizon 6. Did you see? Apparently they... Someone at the Forza team, like, fucked up. And apparently the whole game was leaked early. Like, some people were able to pre-download it or something. Something like that. And, yeah, they fucked it. That's funny. I do want to play it, though, because I like racing a lot. A lot. So, I do want to play that. So maybe we'll open up Forza Horizon. Apparently leaked in a way that can be pirated. They didn't fuck up some reviewer leaked it? A reviewer? Ah, that sucks. So then they didn't even do anything wrong. The reviewer just fucked it. They gotta kill that guy. People are being sent to his house right now, dude. Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core early access on the 20th. Is that an expansion or is that a new game? Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. Oh, that's a new game. Okay. Wish listing that one. I didn't even know. Has there been no marketing from Ghost Ship from this? Ghost Ship publishes their own shit, right? Huh. Okay. Well, I've wishlisted it. I didn't even know that was happening. I don't even know. I don't know, man. But less mining, more combat. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I'll try that. Which one is this? Thick as Thieves? Nah. Oh, the new Yoshi game is on the 21st. You know we're hitting up the Yoshi game. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book on the Switch 2. I've been dying for a colorful Nintendo game. Interestingly, it's the first time they're gonna have different pricing for the physical and digital versions. That's the first game they're doing this with. So it's gonna be $60 for digital and then $70 for physical. Because some people were complaining about the $70 price tag on Switch 2 games. So their answer is, well, the physical costs us, you know, money to make. So the physical, we're going to try with this, is going to be $70, and then the digital is going to be the classic $60 price tag, which is interesting. Interesting, and it does make sense because the distribution is cheap for digital. So we'll see. Oh, there's Bubsy 4D. Do I play Bubsy? Bubsy 4D. It will be on PC, allegedly. Interesting. I want the game to be hard like Yoshi Island DS. Ooh, hopefully. Hopefully. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. That could be good. That could be really good. Scrolling past in these. Oh, Crash Out Crew. That's Friendslop from Aggro Crab, the Peak people. It's the one where you're on little forklifts. That's a maybe. We'll try. We'll try it at the very least. I'm going to ask people if they want to play it the day it comes out, and we're going to see. We're going to see how many of them say yes. Was it the 28th? Am I streaming that day? It's a Thursday. I am. We're going to see how many of them are willing to do it the day of. Stray's going to be on the Switch too. That's all fine. Okay, and then June. Oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth goes on the Xbox and Switch too. I'm good. A lot of these are skips for June. Ooh, Densh Attack does its full release mid-June. I loved the demo for that. July. Oh, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Remember I was saying I wanted to play Black Flag because I never did? And you guys were like, yeah, of all the Assassin's Creed, you should play Black Flag. Well, they're doing Resynced July, so that might be the time. That might be the time. Kind of nothing else July that I'm looking at that looks insane. Oh, Splatoon Raiders is coming out late July. I want that. I love Splatoon. Genuinely. I love playing Splatoon. Splatoon Raiders is kind of them taking like their salmon run mode that's in the base game that a ton of people like to play. That is the PvE mode. That you can play co-op. And it looks like they made a whole game that just kind of is that sort of, but expanded. And I think a lot of my friends that play Splatoon are they're so fucking ready. They're all like, it's time. So I'm excited. I'll be playing that. August doesn't have too much written out yet. They always wait. Oh, Beast of Reincarnation. This is the one that's made by Game Freak. And it's just a totally different type of game. Right? I believe it's Game Freak. I want to see how that one goes. I want to see how that goes. Okay, yeah, there's not a lot else that's given definitive dates so far. For November, it lists GTA 6. Do you guys... Okay, real talk. Do you think they're actually going to do it on that date, or do you think they'll do another pushback? Like, do you believe it? No? Yeah? No? I feel like... Because they're allegedly in a crunch right now. So I really don't know. I really don't know. Or, I think there's a chance that they do release it, but instead of releasing everything they intended to release, they release a chunk of game, and they say, this is the game, and then everything else they're going to release as free updates later, right? And they'll be like, yeah, here's our roadmap. We got, in 3 months, we got fresh content coming. Like, I feel like that's, you know, free. Yeah. It might just end up being paid. Who knows? But if that game's $100, then, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm very curious. I know they have been doing, what's the best way I can say this? They've been doing work on it the past few months that indicates to me that it is close to being ready to being shipped. So there's that. But like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll fucking see is all I'll say. We'll fucking see. I can wait for a sale. Yeah. They'll postpone it, but someone will leak it. I love all the fake leaks that people make. My favorite is when they take, you know, there are those people that were making the GTA 4 map in GTA 5. And they're trying to just do like a hugely modded thing. I love when people would take pictures of that and like upscale them like crazy, put insane lighting in them, and then be like, did you know they're putting this in GTA 6? And they would get so many people on Twitter being like, no way, it's gonna be a conglomerate map. That shit was so funny. That's my favorite type of post. That is my favorite type of post. Oh, it's so good. I mean, I hope it gets released, but I don't know. I don't know. You heard that anime GTA-like gacha has actually decided to remove the gacha elements. Which one? Oh, Ananta. Really? Huh. I don't know why people keep calling it an anime GTA, though. Does the game actually play like that, or does it just have cars and shooting? Does it... Like, is the gameplay actually... You can steal shit. Okay. There's a star system? Okay. I mean, I am not against gacha. I just feel like I need the free-to-play to be good. You know, I need to enjoy the free-to-play. Because a lot of gacha games, I think early on, they were focused on just being gacha and not anything else. And a lot of the gameplay sucked. But nowadays, they've been doing a lot better with actually giving them good gameplay. Because they realize they do have a big free-to-play audience that might occasionally spend maybe, you know, if anything. And I feel like they're trying to cater toward that more. And that's been good. That's been good. I've been appreciating that. So I'm a lot more open to giving a lot of them a try nowadays than I was before. But it depends. It really depends on how they do it. Yeah, like Chaos Zero Nightmare is good. Chaos Zero Nightmare is gacha Slay the Spire. Okay. The gameplay is Slay the Spire. So like there are a lot of these games that are really really doing it, you know. You can take a bus or a train. There is wanted system. Yeah, we'll see then. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think a game like that needs to be gacha. I think you can just make games like that and people will play them because they just like that, to be honest. I've been silently enjoying NTE. Yeah, don't post about it on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, chat, we're not talking about NTE. We're talking about Ananta when we talk about anime GTA. We're talking about a different game, I did play NTE. I played it in like super, super early access. I was like a first look person that got it to play. I genuinely liked what they were going for. And I liked some of the characters. I liked the idea that there was a lot of racing in there to be done, and like they were like you could play the game to get money and shit in game, whatever, but you could also just race. And I was like, cool, I just want to race. So that was good. But they honestly, the car handling left so much to be desired, and the handling could be changed and could be fixed. But the problem was the design of the streets. The actual map design was ass for racing. Actually just ass. And I think I was telling you guys when we were playing it, I was like, they need to widen the streets. The proportions between the cars and the streets, the cars are comically large. The maps and the way they're laid out are like not good for racing. So they should probably change that too, you know. There was a lot of stuff that I think they would need to tune to make that like the racing scene in it actually have people who like racing games care about it, you know? Looks pleasing. I mean, it looked good, yeah. No, visually, it looked good. So, yeah, but there was a lot that I felt like they would need to change around if I was gonna go back and like play it a lot. A lot they would need to change. Cars handle like GTA 4, kind of, yeah, that was kind of what it felt like. And I was like, oh, because I think even the GTA 5 cars leave a lot to be desired, You know, the modded servers, all the servers like RP servers and things, they always have people that go in and mod the fuck out of the driving so that they feel good. So then the fact that in that game they felt like more like GTA 4 driving, I was like, not so good. Not stuff that couldn't be changed though. That could all be tuned. So I was just curious if they would. I don't know if they would. We'll see. We'll see. But they had all the recent drama and shit, so I'm just like, well, it is what it is. Game are we talking about? NTE. NTE. I think they had an okay base, and I think I liked the setting and the idea. I actually liked the idea of the story. It made sense in like the modern setting that they had. Still letting you have some like fantastical magic-y kind of things going on, but keeping it feeling modern, timeline-wise. But I don't know. I didn't get far enough in to like really delve into that. I just did like one stream of it because that's all I was sponsored for. And I wasn't allowed to go past a certain point because I was one of the people who had the game before anyone else. You know what I mean? So I wasn't allowed to just stream myself going like 10 hours deep into the story, you know? So I didn't even get to, I had to wait for like full release if I wanted to do that. But I really wanted it to have better racing personally, and that's what I was hoping for, and it just kind of doesn't right now. But we'll see. I want to see more of MiHoYo's Anomaly game they announced a while back. I only saw the announcement. I never saw anything else. I don't know if that was like a project that was super far out on the horizon, or if that was something they were closer to being done with. Did they give a date for that or anything? Like, what, do they have a plan? Or did they just go like, we're doing this, by the way, and then leave it like that? Because it did look kind of cool. I do get a little tired of, like, the characters from MiHoYo games, because they just all start to blend together for me. But I do like the gameplay and a lot of their newer stuff. They've been getting better at making it more and more fun, so there's at least that. I liked Honkai. Honkai was a turn-based RPG. If you just play through it free to play, you know? That shit was actually kind of fun. I liked that. I tend to not keep up with those types of games in endgame. That's the stuff where I kind of fall off. But I play through the story of those sorts of things. Release if TBA. Yeah. Yeah. Triple Z. A lot of people say they like Triple Z. They like the combat of it. I think Genshin was their first thing that like got somewhere. Genshin was very fun, but I didn't have any desire to do the end game kind of gameplay loop. I didn't want that. So I had a lot of fun playing through the story and just getting through it. And then I was done with it. And then they released more chunks, and then I played through those chunks. And at some point I fell off, but I put a good number of hours into it to feel good about it. So then when Star Rail came out, I played some of that, and I was like, wait a minute, I like this gameplay even more. And I think MiHoYo's kind of figured out that that's what people want. They just want fun gameplay. The characters are cool, and the gacha elements are cool. That will make the money that's good, but people actually want the gameplay to be fun, right? Who would believe in a video game? Oh, but yeah, that's what they wanted. So yeah, they went through and were just trying to nail that down, I think, for Triple Z. Which I feel like they did. A lot of people really liked it. So that's why for future projects, I am looking at them and really paying attention to see what kind of gameplay they do, because I feel like they've been doing really well, honestly. Genuinely. How about FF14? What about it? Do I like the game or what? Or what? I wish MiHoYo games gave you the option to do a fresh restart from the very beginning. Oh, yeah. You can't start a new game, can you? You have to do a new thing entirely, right? A new account? It's a little awkward. It is a little awkward. But with how much time it takes to get to the end of those games, I understand why they don't offer that, because most people just wouldn't want to, I guess. I don't know. Aren't they releasing an Animal Crossing game soon? Like a game soon. Wait, MiHoYo? Are you trying to say MiHoYo is? Which, are they? Wait a minute. That's what I want. That's what I want. Is it good? Hold on. Not an actual AC game, AC-like. Petite Planet. It's designed as an Animal Crossing competitor. What? I didn't hear about this. What the hell? I'm going to their official site. Please don't autoplay music. Okay. Oh my god. No, it's autoplaying music. Turn it off. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's got cute animals in it. Hold on. There's a creator club. Dude, this is gonna get all the Cookie Run Kingdom fans looking at the splash art for these characters. They're gonna kill Cookie Run Kingdom for this game. Wait, they're crazy with it. They're crazy with it. Their designs are so good. Oh my god. There's a little fox with a bug net, and he's a battle beetle trainer. Can I train beetles in this game? It's a hat maker, adventure guide, route patrol officer. She's a bird. She's an eagle, a falcon, an owl. People are gonna like her. It's a gemsmith, a plushie designer. Oh shit. And a composer. She looks like a jellyfish. Dude, their designs are good. I want to train beetles, man. Beachcomb, farm, fish, discover what the world has to offer. Oh, you play like a humanoid character. I want to be a stupid animal. It's okay. Animal Crossing's like that. Wait, this shit looks crazy. Oh, dude, even the trees look like Animal Crossing trees. They should pull it back one tick, probably make it look less like Animal Crossing, but you know. I don't think they're wrong for this. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're wrong for this. I think they're right for this, for what they're doing. Dang, I'm leaving the tab open. I'm gonna sign up for their shit later. Did anyone stream themselves playing the playtest? Were they like allowed to do that? Was that a thing? I want to train beetles and I want to be the beetle god. Wasn't allowed? Okay. Okay. Dude. I need that. I've been talking about it though. I think we need cozy game MMOs. We need this. Cozy games are like one of the #1 sellers right now. Now, to make one that is fleshed out and people actually want to play for any amount of time, you need to add a lot of content though. But I feel like, you know how Riot was making an MMO? And then they scrapped it and are like redoing. They still want to do it, but they like started from scratch again because they didn't like the direction it was going. I think they should scrap it again and go full cozy game. Imagine a company with that type of budget going into that. Dude. Cozy Eve. Yeah. Well, that's what Eve was, dare I say. Okay, people will be like, oh, a spreadsheet game. It was a cozy game. I don't care what you say. That was a cozy game. Was I stressed all the time? Yes, but that's because I chose to be. I chose to be evil, you know? But I think a cozy sim MMO would go insane right now. Insane. Yeah, Eve Online for turnips. That's what I'm saying. Calling Eve cozy is a little insane. Yeah, did you play a lot of it, though? I think once you get into it, you get it. Isn't there one for Hello Kitty? That's not an MMO, though. Not what I'm thinking. The UI stresses you out? Nah, you get used to it. You get used to it. I wanted Long Winter to be that, but Long Winter is like Rust, actually. It's really fun, though. I really like this game. Dude, Long Winter was fun as fuck. It was fun as fuck. The problem was that people would, like, exploit the shit out of it. But it looked like Animal Crossing and played like Rust. That shit was cool, though. I kind of miss Long Winter. I kind of miss it. Bobo Bay needs to be an MMO, so I'm giving them $1 billion. I don't think Bobo Bay is that good at all. I played it. Okay, I played the demo. It felt really unpolished at the time. It felt kind of buggy. It just left a lot to be desired. I felt like it still needed another year of content being made before they released it, personally. That's what I felt when I was playing the early shit. Now it's full release now, so maybe they changed stuff. But the loop that I was given... So the thing is, when you make a Chow Garden game, there needs to be some sort of fun gameplay to collect stuff for them, or you take that out of it and you add more Chow Garden-esque stuff to do. And in that game, I felt like they had what was the equivalent of Chow Karate and what was the equivalent of Chow races. They didn't really seem to have too much other shit. And the thing is, when you play Sonic Adventure Battle, okay, and you've got your Chow Garden going on, you go out and play Sonic, and then you come back to your Chow Garden in between that, right? And that was really fun. In Bobo Bay, you just take a jet ski and go to a small island and pick up a fruit and drive back. And it's just tedium, right? It's just like you do this loop back and forth. And it didn't really do much for it. I was like, they should just not, you should just have a market that you go to and buy this stuff. You shouldn't even have to go out for it at this point, right? There's like no point, is how I felt. So it was just lacking something. I think the basis is really good, though, and they could probably do a lot with it over time. But I don't know, it needs more. It just needs more. So, yeah, if someone give them $1 billion, maybe. Yeah, I think if they had a lot more funding, they could probably hire in more people, you know, and just get a lot more content for it made. But right now, you just kind of like, imagine going into the Chow Garden, feeding them stuff, giving them hats, and that's it. That's the whole game, right? And then you send them out to the races. That's kind of all that game is, which is cool, but it makes me feel like they haven't innovated, you know? I think if they could find like one or two major mechanics to add that give it its own identity, it could be a lot better. I don't know. But right now it's just like a less good clone. That's how I feel. That's my thought. Add some farming. I mean, yeah, I think a game that mixes Stardew's gameplay with then also having a Chow Garden as part of like one of the end goals would be really good. Genuinely. Take any of those farming life sims and then add the Chow Garden to it and kind of put those two things together and you have a good loop. But that's the thing, is you need a gameplay loop that has you doing a lot of different things for those types of cozy games to be fun. When you don't do a lot of different things and you just have like one or two tasks that you're doing over and over, they get monotonous. People stop playing them. So I think if they could merge two things like that, they'd be chilling, honestly. Why has there not been a proper Chow Garden since Adventure? Didn't... What was his name? The Sonic guy, John Sonic. I remember there was an interview with him and they asked something about like, oh, will you have Chow Gardens again? And he like laughed. He was like, no. You know? He was like, oh, no, not really. I don't think so. He was saying he just basically thought it like wasn't important. I think a lot of it's nostalgia goggles that people have on too, you know? I think the Chow Garden was really good, but if you spent your time only in the Chow Garden, not really playing the game, you wouldn't have fun. You'd have mild fun, but not a lot of fun. Now, I was saying, I thought the Sonic IP should make, so we've got stuff like Pikmin Bloom, we've got Pokemon Go, right? Why don't we make Chow Garden Go, and you go around the world, and as you're walking around, you pick up stuff for your Chow and bring it back home, and then raise your Chow. Ooh, so it's like a Tamagotchi a little bit. I think they should just make it a mobile game straight up. I think they would get a lot of people really, really, really into that. That way they don't have to build it into some sort of game that you sit down and play for 5 hours and there has to be the craziest gameplay loop, whatever. I think it should just be a mobile game, so you just kind of pull it out and feed your Chow occasionally, and there you go, you know? I think that's the right format for that sort of game, personally. Could be good. Could be good. But we'll see. We'll see. They already mapped out the world for commercial surveillance. There's no more need for another Pokemon Go, like, dude. I don't think it was initially their intent. But I think when they made that game and realized that they just had data of what the world looks like, they were like, wait a minute. This is really valuable. I think the thought just occurred to them. Either that or some other company came to them and was like, don't you have pictures of like the whole world? Can we get that? You know? Crazy. I really don't think it was like initially planned for that to be the thing, but you know. I think it was something that was asked for shortly after. Turns 10 years old this year. Wow, really? First, why they saved the pics? Well, that was like one of the things. It was like Pokemon Snap too. You got like pictures of them. You did. You got to keep them. They have to be saved to be saved. You know what I mean? You have to save the pictures to save the pictures. But hey, I don't really care. I mean, it's in their TOS. Hey, we can see everything you do and we can keep it. And if you're like, yes, I want to play Pokemon Go, and you say yes to the TOS, then like, hey, then you did, right? It is what it is, man. Was your first rare Pokemon you caught in Go? I don't remember. I played some Pokemon Go, but I wasn't that crazy into it because I was working. And I was able to play it in between here and there, but I was mostly really tired. So, you know, I was like, I had a job and shit. And I was going to and from my job. And I wasn't, you know, walking around in areas where I could pull out my phone and be like, oh, boop-a-doo, boop, oh, there's a Pokemon. I have to stop on this sidewalk here to catch it. Not really easy to do that, so. Yeah, I had a job. But I do wish my life was less busy at that time, because I think I would have played the fuck out of it. I still played some, but I didn't get to, like... I did not have the opportunity when a rare thing showed up to be like, oh, I'm gonna go run and get it. Like, that was not possible. So, yeah. Ooh, altered reality game where you walk around town and take pictures of Spider-Man. Oh, you're just on the buildings? That would go crazy, specifically in New York. Insane. Make it a New York exclusive, dude. And you're like walking around, looking around, using your camera, trying to find Spider-Man. Honestly, that would be fun as hell for just getting meetups. You would cause so many issues, though. You cause traffic issues if he's only in one spot. If you're like, dude, he's on 14th Street. He's on 14th Street. And everyone's like running to the street to find him. You have a huge crowd of people trying to get their Spider-Man pics. That shit would go crazy. And I would kill everyone I see. I'm not gonna lie to you. There would be a giant crowd of people being like, there's Spider-Man on the building. And I'd be like, he's not there. Put the phone down. He's not there. You know, I would just kill all of them. So we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. Hi, Dust. Hello. Just pickpocket them? I'm not a thief. I'm not a thief, dude. I would kill them, but I wouldn't steal, okay? Stealing is wrong.
What's up, Geega?
What's
How
up?
have you been? The dedicated lurker from the dirty south.
Ugh.
Anyways, what's your favorite Pokemon game and tell me why it's Pokemon Platinum?
It's not Platinum. Sapphire. Sapphire. I'm a Gen 2 Andy, but if I were to go back and play one of the older games, I would play Gen 3 probably. I think I like the Gen 2 Pokemon the most, but the game itself I like 3. 3 was good. Omega Ruby for me. Not even Emerald. I never ever played those the the third ones. They had like Emerald and Platinum and, you know, all the third versions. I actually never played any of those, never had any, because I wasn't gonna spend money. That was really it. I just didn't have money. Except for Yellow. Yellow I had, but I didn't have Red or Blue, quote unquote, but I did play Red version because one of my brothers had it. But I didn't own it myself. I had Yellow. Mine was Yellow, and that was it. And then all of the other ones, yeah, we just got one or the other, and I played through that. And then I was not going to have the money to go and buy, like, a second version. I had friends that did that like, they had Ruby or Sapphire, and then were like, oh, I got Emerald. And I'd be like, what do you mean you bought it? You already played the game. And they'd be like, yeah, but there's more in it. And I'd be like, huh? Because I don't know. I just didn't have that money. But I liked Diamond and Pearl a lot, too. And I think it fell off a little. I played Black and White, and then by the time we got to Black 2, White 2, I don't think I even finished those games. I went back later, but, like, at first I didn't. I just like, totally fell off completely. And then I now like Pokemon again, but I don't know. Scarlet and Violet was okay. It was okay. It was a fun game. It looked like shit, but it was fun to play. So I liked it. Hi, Fizz. How are you, Fizz? How you doing, Fizz? Black and White 2 was kind of a pain. Yeah, I think, I don't remember what it was. I just remember at some point being like, I don't want to play this. And I just kind of like put it down. But if I go back and play older ones, I like them. And then I really liked, I actually loved ZA. The newest one, and Legends, both of the Legends games. So Legends Arceus and Legends ZA. I really liked the newer format. Those were fun for me. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Wasn't super into the DLC though. I was gonna go back and try the DLC. I actually didn't. I only played the base game. And I wanted to, but yeah. I stopped after Gen 2. No, Gen 3 is so good. It's so good. And Platinum, Gen 4 is really good. Platinum. I played, did I have Diamond or Pearl? I had Diamond. But everything after that, I think you could skip. I didn't mind Sword and Shield. I thought Sword and Shield was still fun. What's your favorite Digimon game? I don't like Digimon, unfortunately. Not that I know a lot about it and decide I don't like it. I'm just a Pokemon liker, and Digimon always look like knockoff Pokemon to me, so I've decided that I hate it. You know what I mean? Coming from a place of knowing nothing about it other than I've seen a couple episodes of the anime and thought it was stupid. Not that I thought Pokemon wasn't stupid. I thought Pokemon was stupid, but I liked the games. I thought Digimon was stupid, but I didn't really like the games. So, so that was really all. That's all my judgments based off of. You know, that's really it. That's really it. Do you ever play the Mega Man Battle Network games? Does he know? Insert does he know meme. Yeah, I'm one of the only people to play through several of them all the way on stream and not give up halfway, dude. I keep trying to get friends to play them, and I'm like, oh, there's a Battle Network collection on Steam. It's so good, you should play it. And they start and they're like, this game's long, and then they stop, and it pisses me off, man. Pisses me off. I'm trying to get them to play it, or at least I'm like, just play 3 or just play 6. You know, I try, and they just don't. They just don't. Oh well. Oh well, but I would like a new Pokemon. I want a new normal Pokemon game, and I would like if they keep releasing Legends games in between and have like the main team work on Pokemon and then sub team work on Legends or something. You know, I would like that because they need to keep a frequency of releasing games up to keep their brand the way they want it to be, which is cool, I guess. But I want them to spend a lot of time on the mainline games. You know? Is there any one game you wish everyone in chat tried to finish at least once? No. I don't wish anything for any of you. Play what you like. I don't give a fuck. Play what you like. That's all. Octo played a few Battle Networks a long time ago. I don't remember if he did them all, but chat was constantly like, are you gonna play One Step from Eden? Brother, I played, oh my god, it was so annoying. I would play, same thing when I would stream Battle Network. So many people would be like, have you ever heard of One Step from Eden? I played that shit when it was like early beta and not everyone could even have it. Like I played it so early and I played the fuck out of it and it was good. I didn't like it more than Battle Network, but it's still fun. And then every stream people would ask, and I would never hate those people for it because they didn't know. I'd have to sit there and re-explain the lore if I wanted them to know, right? So I wouldn't get mad when someone would come in and ask. I'd just be like, yes, I have. You know, like I would have to like say it over and over. But oh my god, every single time I stream one of those Battle Network games, you'd get like 10 people asking, have you ever heard of One Step from Eden? And it's just one of those things where I'm like, as a streamer, you just have to expect that this is going to happen and you just have to deal with it, you know? The same question over and over. Insane. And I always found it funny that, like, I guess it's a human phenomenon, but I feel like you would assume a person who's playing Battle Network and the whole time is saying, yeah, I've played these games multiple times, love them, oh, I've probably played this 8 times, you know, blah blah blah. You would think that that person very likely has heard of One Step from Eden, right? Like pretty much anyone who's a strong Battle Network fan, yeah, you could assume, right? Yet they would still type it, their hands would still reach the keyboard and they would still ask that question every time. But then they would also think to themselves, I bet no one else has asked this. But every question that gets asked in chat has likely been asked like 20 other times. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a rule of streaming. A rule of being a chatter. When you go to type a question about what the person's playing, unless it's like a very in that moment question, if it's a general question, probably been asked like 20 times before, right? Yet their hands all reach toward the keyboard and they all type it. It's one of those little phenomenons that you don't really notice as much as a viewer, but when you're a streamer, you see it and you're like, huh. Huh. They all be posting, huh? It's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Yeah, am I the only one? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Like, hey, so your model's smoking. Are you a smoker? That one actually gets asked less than when I'm playing a game and they're like, have you heard of this other similar game? That one gets asked less, interestingly. Don't exactly know why, but that is the case. I don't know. Warhammer fans are like that? Yes. Oh my god. Anytime I've mentioned Warhammer, people will be like, have you watched Bricky's Warhammer videos? What's your favorite people? What's your favorite group? What do you play? And I would be like, hey, I was a tabletop player. I wasn't that into like all the lore. Like I read a couple of the books. They were okay. I didn't really watch like lore videos and stuff. I was pretty much just a tabletop player. And they'd be like, do you like it? Crazy. Joel, get out of here. Get out of here. What do you mean your theme? Your theme. As a Warhammer fan, I fucking hate the online Warhammer community. That there are plenty of good, normal people in every community. The problem is that there are just a few that are annoying and loud in no matter what community it is, every single one. You'll always have a few of those, and you can't do anything about them. You just have to coexist. On this one, yes, there are. Yes, there are. There's just the loud, annoying ones are just very loud and very annoying. Warhammer players are crazy people. They also love trains, I noticed.
It's true. All fathers have to pay royalties to Jowl. It's in the rules.
I mean, fake news. That's all I'll say on that. Fake news. That's all. Weird are MTG players. IMO TBH. Nah, man. They're all the same. They're all the same. Here, take a bunch of viewers. I shall take them. How was stream? Oh, was I messaging you mid-stream? My bad. Did I stop messaging you because I was also midstream? I did. My bad. Types back caps. Yeah. My bad. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. I don't know if Vito said when I was messaging him earlier, but I was suggesting a potential content direction is what I'll say. A potential thing that could be done. She wanted us gone. What? Did she kick you out like that? Dude, no. No. Well, or yes, you know what? Let them rest. Yes, good. Get kicked out. You're here now and you're stuck. You're here now and you're stuck, man. Leaked. No leak. I know you from Magic the Noah. Did you see the most recent video? Oh, dude. I've been in a few of Noah's videos, and the most recent one was he had us play a board game that was kind of like Monopoly, except we were blind. So he gave us a blank Google slide each, and it had like a version of each of the spaces and what they could look like, but we had no idea where they were. And we would just roll, and he'd be like, "Okay, you can move up, down, left, or up and left." We'd be like, oh, and you just pick one and you'd be like, ooh, bad space. And we had to try and figure out where we were. But the problem was, okay, I was playing with Joel. He would end up on these shop spaces and he kept buying a teleport another player card over and over and over. And he teleported me so many times that, dude, my board looked crazy. I hate they says it like that, caca. But he just kept teleporting me, man. And I would like get some semblance of what the board was starting to look like. I'd have like maybe a little corner mapped out, okay? I'd be like, oh my God, here we are. And then as soon as I had like 3 spaces mapped out, he'd teleport me again. It was fucked up. There she is. Was she doing a 3D live today? Was she like full 3D concerting it, or was she 2D today?
Cheer 100, let me get a hit of that cigarette Geega period.
You want a little... You can have a little... No, it's 2D. Okay. 2D. I've been really liking the 3D lives, man. But it's a lot of effort. As someone who has streamed as both 2D and 3D, it's a lot, is what I'll say. And a bit of new stuff. Wait, what kind of new stuff? New song intros. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the 3D is really fun. It's a lot more effort to like broadcast engineer. So if you're the person doing all the camera switching and stuff, yeah, like you're the OBS guy, right? It can be a lot. And it's simply a lot of buttons to press, but you have to pay so much attention and you feel like you're playing an RTS for like when someone else is on the screen and they're doing shit and you have to keep pressing the right buttons to capture the right shit. It feels kind of crazy. It feels kind of insane. But it's a little fun. It's a little fun. I don't know. New lo-fi BGM today. Ooh. Raspy voice today as well. Oh, for singing specifically? Like for stylization kind of stuff? Or restream on Saturday with server. Oh, okay, so there's a new one coming up. Okay, okay. Any thought on returning to 3D? Have you not been here? Yeah. We've been working on the new 3D model. Because I went through a time skip. I used to look a little different. And then I left for 1,000 years and I came back and I time skipped. And the problem is the old 3D is pre-time skip. So I can't really use it. I'm having a new 3D being worked on that's going to be, like this, but it's not ready yet. It's close, but yeah, that's why I haven't been doing it. I know some people are like, you got a 3D model and then you never used it. That means you hate 3D. It's not that I hate 3D. I just, I can't time skip myself. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, we'll get there. It's being worked on. It looks really good. That's all I'll tell you. It looks really good. That was because the 3D gear was uncomfortable. No, I had one of those bodysuits. Although I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate that suit. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I fucking hate that bodysuit. I think it's well made. I think there's nothing wrong with the product. I hate wearing it just because of the nature of the suit. It's one of those ones that has a billion wires in it. A billion wires all throughout the suit and a billion little rectangles. So I wanted to be able to move really well in the suit. But as you move your arms, I feel like every time I would bend my elbow, I'd be like trying to bend 1,000 wires and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can't move very fluidly, very nicely in it. So that kind of sucked. So that I didn't like. And then in the room I'm in and where I have to place the device that tracks everything, it doesn't really track that well. So I would have to recalibrate all the time. And it's just because of the positioning, and there's no good way for me to fix that, really. So that was annoying. I'd have to constantly be like, all right, guys, let's get into the end position. And then I have to stand there midstream and like go through all the calibration. And I felt like it just kind of fucked up the flow. You know what I mean? Kind of did. Thank you for the bits, man. Appreciate it. That was just visual tracking. No. So mine was not. That's the thing. I'm not using one of those camera-based ones, or I wasn't. I had one that was all accelerometers. So it was measuring the data from the accelerometers and also their relation to like, the base station that I had for it, but mostly the movement. Thank you for the bits as well, June. Thank you. But yeah, the drift is different on those. It wasn't visual tracking. I would like to do a camera-based thing. I would really like to. Because the ones that are accelerometers only work really well and don't have big drift issues if you're in a different environment facility than I am in. But my shit was just it was not meant for like where I am. They totally acted like it was, and then as I figure that out, I'm like, I actually don't like it as much as I thought I would. Seta, thank you, huge. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, man. Watching Saru have to recalibrate once or twice a stream has been interesting to watch. Yeah, before she did her she has her new circus environment and everything all set up, and before she did that, like the day before, I was on a call with her. We were talking about something else, but she was like in the middle of doing setup, and she gave me a whole tour. She gave me a room tour. She zoomed in on her feet. It was cool, man. I was like, can I see those again? And she was like, why? And I was like, I just want to see how you attach the trackers to your shoes. Wink. you know? Yeah, and I gotta see her feet twice, dude. But she showed me, she gave me a whole room tour. She gave me the whole thing. It was cool, man. It was cool. She also like pointed the camera outside, and I now have her location. I've triangulated her, so if she ever pisses me off, I'm there in 3 minutes. That's all I'm gonna say. You showed me what's outside your window for 3 seconds. You're done, buddy. You're done. That's on her by that point. She did it to herself. That's what I've been saying. You rainbolt. Yeah, you point the camera at the sky. I know where you are. I got recommended another one of those rainbow videos recently, where he's like, "Oh, someone wanted me to find where they took this old picture with them and their dad's gone now, and they want, for the memories, they want to know where the photo was taken, and it was just some random location." I was like, "There's no way," and he explains his process, and I was like, I fucking hate this guy, you know, like. Just the more I watched it, the more pissed I got. I was like, how? I was getting angry, man. I was like, I'm not this good at anything, you know? Like, you think you're good at least one thing. Everyone feels like they have one thing, maybe. I don't have anything, man. I watch Rainbow and I'm like, fuck. I don't do shit. Fucking Rainbow, man. God. He did ace the CIA test. What is the CIA test? What do you mean, the CIA test? You mean like a fucking horoscope test? Which CIA member would you be? Or do you mean like an actual, you haven't seen the CIA one? No. They don't have a public, well, I'm Googling CIA test. Oh, the fucking Spy Kids game. That's like CIA's own BuzzFeed test. Okay. They call it Spy Kids, by the way. If you call it the CIA test, that makes it sound like real and cool, but it's actually just like, I mean, it's still good to go through it. It's still good to go through it. Oh my god, wait. I should take that test. I should do it. I should. You have to catch one serial killer without using government resources. Ooh, if that's the CIA test, that'd be crazy. Actually, that's what the FBI does, though, not the CIA. I think people can always conflate them. That's not what the CIA does. FBI is like, you know, we're going to catch a serial killer. That's them. More than anything. What is the difference? Federal Bureau of Investigations. Investigations, meaning investigating crimes. You know? Yeah, CIA is not domestic, especially. They do have some crossover. Realistically, internally, CIA does both. CIA does both. You know they do both. But FBI is like police too. You know what I mean? I think that's a good way to think about it. FBI is police too. Electric Boogaloo. With more access to cross-state stuff, you know? Because your police are almost always local. You got your local department, and then you have some state level, and then it doesn't go beyond that, you know, typically. So FBI, things like that are state level. So if you're like, let's say you had some crime committed upon you and it crossed state lines, FBI almost always gets involved. That's a good way to think of it. Any major, a serial killer who perhaps, you know, killed some people in California and then ran to Nevada and killed some people in Nevada, whatever, or maybe was just hiding in Nevada, the FBI will likely get involved, right? Because now you're doing all this cross stuff, and it just kind of gets handed up to them at some point. You know, you can still have local and state departments like working together to figure those things out, but usually the FBI just kind of is there to like be the glue between them a little bit. Glue is a nice way. They usually fight, but you know, they like to think, you know, that they'll help, but it can be a bit of all. I don't know. I don't know if you guys like watching like true crime stuff. I don't really like. I kind of hate true crime podcasts, but I like documentaries. So I watch a lot of stuff like that, and the number of times I've watched those kinds of documentaries and FBI's gotten involved and then like fucked up the investigation because they didn't know how much the local police knew. They just kind of got in and were like, oh, it's a new thing to handle, you know? It's like so many times, man. So many times. You start to get pissed when you watch a lot of these documentaries. You start to get really mad because you're like, again? Why can't they just talk? I mean, genuinely, a lot of it is because they're trying to move quickly. They're just trying to move fast, and they're just working off of their own tip-off, you know? But, like, you would think they'd make a couple phone calls, right? You'd think they'd make one call and be like, do you know anything about this? One would assume. A woman that hates true crime podcasts? Well, I don't like, okay, I like documentaries because the point of a well-documented experience of someone who's gone through some crazy criminal whatever is to learn about all the details of it in a way where you understand how it was done, etc., right? A lot of those podcasts though, I feel like they're just like, I don't know, I feel like they're playing into morbid curiosity only. Some of them are in depth the way documentaries are, but a lot of the time they're just like, oh my god, can you believe this happened? And then they just like to focus on like the gory details or the whatever like hits your morbid curiosity the hardest. Yeah, and the shock value elements. And I'm like, that's cool, but I want like the actual story though. I want like the story, you know, and they just kind of leave out a lot of shit. So I don't know. And I'm not really in it for the shock value. It's more like the actual interesting points. But yeah. So some of them are good, but, you know. It's funny how killers almost got away with it, but end up getting caught doing something stupid. I was going to say hot take. Maybe not a hot take. Most killers are stupid. Like, think of the type of person it takes to go killing a bunch of people and being like, I won't get caught, haha, in the modern day. Like, they're going to find your ass, you know? So I think it's kind of self-selecting for stupid people. Most, not all, most. But yeah, a lot of people that do this kind of stuff are like not well and stupid, and that's like a bad cocktail, you know, those two things together. Small town murders my fave, less shock value, more true facts, also comedy. Yeah. There are a couple that are good. But like in general, I don't like all those podcasts because a lot of them are, you know, just focusing on the weird shit that I don't care about as much. Watched a show about what was once the largest money theft in the US. First guy got caught bragging about it. Yes. Yeah, it's, you know, it's usually ego that gets them caught. I love watching documentaries on like cults and shit. And dude, every time the leader gets caught and tried and whatever, it's always some stupid thing that their ego had them doing, that had them like leaving behind evidence. Almost always. 95% of the time, man. Love a good cult. Oh yeah, love a good cult. I love all the documentaries about that sort of stuff, man. Oh. So good. And I feel like it's the sort of thing that everyone should watch at least once to understand and like see, because it's always the same textbook behaviors when someone makes a cult and starts kind of tricking people into it. It's the same formula. It's for the same couple of purposes every time without fail. So I feel like if you watch one of those and you recognize it, you start to see it in real life and you're like, you know, you identify it really well. And then you're way less likely to get caught in that shit. So I feel like it's good for people to, you know, it's a pattern. It's actually scary how similar the patterns are too. They all do the same stuff. Like to a T, they all do the same stuff. You know? Yeah, you said A lot of them that I learned from these podcasts, a lot of them were dumb as hell, and movies make them seem like the Riddler. Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired of that. Movies keep making a lot of murderers seem really cool, but they're usually like dumb as fuck, honestly. And they keep doing that, and I'm like, that's not. This guy was an idiot, man. What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know. Any cult doc recommendations? Right now on Netflix, there are two good FLDS ones. One about Warren Jeffs, and then one that was about the guy after Sam something, the guy right after Warren Jeffs, in the same cult. They got culted twice, by the way. That's a good one. Neither was like a big murderer. Those were just like cult leaders, but pretty solid. The one about the follow-up, the one about that guy Sam, that one's really good because that documentary, it's amazing. I've never seen a documentary that was filmed this much during, but there was a lady who herself was LDS a long time ago and was kind of tricked by someone who was pretending to be a prophet and did crazy stuff, right? She had this past, and then she ended up moving to that area with her husband, partner, question mark, who is a filmmaker, and they started like filming them, and they spent like, I think, 1.5 to 2 years filming those people, and the leader would bring them into their car and tell them secrets and stuff, and they have a lot of this on film. So the documentary is a lot of footage from those people, and then the lady who filmed a lot of that, she was then the person making the documentary with Netflix. So it's a really good documentary because it actually has the people directly involved in it, like very heavily. That one's really good. Trust Me? Yeah, I think it's called Trust Me. It's like a blonde lady with a very like sing-song kind voice. I don't know how to describe it, but that one. What's her name? Oh, Christina Marie was her name. Christina Marie. That one's really good. It's on Netflix right now. I don't know. You just never really see documentaries where like there's so much unique footage from the thing they're talking about. A lot of the time they're playing the same clip over and over and just showing pictures of people while they're talking over it, you know? But that one is just like constant new footage the whole time that you just eat up because it was like literally 1.5 years of constant filming of them. So really good. Highly recommend it, man. Highly recommend it. It was good. And then the stuff that got him caught was him just trusting them really heavily. And like he just admits to like a bunch of bad stuff that he was doing straight to them. Because they started agreeing with him. The cult leader would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the prophet and God talks to me." And they were like, "Uh-huh. Cool." And they did that for a long time, and eventually he just starts like mentioning stuff he did that were crimes, and that's how they finally got them. It was because he just trusted them enough. He just trusted them enough, and none of the like the women, the girls really, were like wanting to talk to them because they were all afraid of what would happen. And one did. So it was the guy himself admitting to some stuff, and one of the women being testifying, you know, with them, and that was it. It was crazy, man. It was so stupid. It was just him being like, "Yeah, God told me to do this crazy shit," and they were like, "Oh," and they had it on recording. They were like, "Tell me more," you know? So dumb. So dumb. Dude took so many precautions not to get caught. He took so many precautions, and then he just bragged about it one time. Yeah, thank God. Glad he did. Glad he was stupid. Otherwise, it would have kept going, man. Where are those in the top right corner? Oh, these? Those are the faction points. When you go to the Discord, in this community, you pick one of the 3 factions, you line yourself to it, and then throughout the month, you earn points. Through participation, you can do your dailies. You see some people redeeming it in the chat. Anything, really. Every now and then we do an offerings stream, which is people leaving stuff in this one Discord channel, and I go and review them. Those also contribute to the points. And then by the end of the month, we see who wins, and they get a few rewards. Also, reminder, if you're faction 1 last month, don't forget your plushie is discounted for your faction for the month. Do not forget. People always forget, and then they realize after, and they're like, "Oh shit, I should have bought ours last month." But yeah, just be aware. Who won last month? Wait, I have to go check. I actually don't remember who won last month. I gotta go through my my thing. Oh, we got a whole ass bot for this. Okay, the overview for April. Ooh, oh! It was so close. Creatures, first place, 45,135 points. Okay, remember that, 45,135. Undead, second place, 45,039 points. It was a less than 100-point gap, dude. And the monsters were third with 37k. Dang. I don't think it's been that close in a while, man. That could have been just a couple of you doing your dailies, man. Look at that. Where's winning faction get posted? Community updates. Community updates. Or it should be. Yeah, we post who won. We post the plushie.
Your advice and talk finish all my 3D prints and take them to a convention. Went to my first convention as a seller and sold out. Now I can buy 3 more 3D printers.
Don't buy more printers, dude. You're gonna fill that room with 1,000 printers. This is the guy who looked like he was gonna gas himself in his 3D printing room because he had 100 printers just spewing plastic in his nose. Just, you know what? You can buy more, but get ventilation, okay? Just get ventilation in that room, dude. You had so many 3D printers extruding hot plastic right next to you. You're gonna be the opposite of Brian Johnson. Did you see how he tweeted and said he officially has zero microplastics in his balls? You're gonna be the opposite of him if you're not careful, okay? You're on the fast track. One giant macroplastic. Did you see that post? So last month his obsession was posting about his partner Kate's vaginal microbiome and being like, wow, she's in the top 1% of microbiomes. And everyone was like, wow, that's crazy. And then he was like, did you know I have no microplastics in my balls? And I'm like, dude. Go ahead and brag, man. Go ahead and brag. Whatever. It's true, though. It's true. Thank you for the raid. It's true. Hold on. Let me find it. As I'm scrolling past, some of the stuff he just posts is crazy. Insane. He does say also spending time in the forest, like spending a lot of time in the forest, has been lowering his resting heart rate. He's been like tracking this shit. Okay, yeah. Alert. I have no microplastics in my balls. This should not be possible. Studies show that 100% of men have microplastics in their balls. I'm the first human to show a complete reduction to 0. He said he had 165 particles in his test sample 18 months ago, and now he has 0. Interesting. Hold on. He says, what did he do? Okay, he regularly goes into the sauna. I knew this from other stuff that he does because that's been a big thing for his heart rate. He regularly goes into the sauna, and he says his toxin blood panel was confirming that the sauna was clearing plastic-related chemicals out of his blood. Because your body can't break it down, physically push it out. So that's one of the things he's doing. All of his drinking water, he puts through a reverse osmosis water filter. That makes sense. And he said he's ridding his environment of as many plastic items as possible. Things like plastic cutting boards, cups, plates, food storage containers, nonstick pans, cling wrap, tea bags. Water bottles, utensils that are plastic, kettles, synthetic clothing. Anytime he finds a plastic thing in his life, he tries to get rid of it. So he started going hard on that November 2024, which is when he read 165 particles. And then as of April, 0. That's crazy, man. That's actually insane. That's insane. Crazy. Has he been using leeches to rid his blood of microplastics? That's from his blood boy. It's from his delicious blood boy. He is now also coincidentally blind. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? No, he, I think the sauna has been, like, one of the big things, because he was, I was reading up his research on, like, or not his research, but his results on everything he was doing in the sauna. And he was saying that he fucked up. He fucked up. Mopsy! Thank you for the sub. He was sitting there and being in the sauna up to a certain number of degrees, and he was measuring the sauna temperature. But he wasn't measuring his internal body temp the same way, and he realized he had to get up to an internal temp of over a certain amount for the sauna to really be effective. So I think that was one of the things that he changed recently too. I think that was really doing it for him. And that was helping him push stuff out. But I don't know about you. Okay, I like a sauna. But I don't like a really hot sauna. If I go to a place with a bunch of different saunas, I go in like one of the lower ones and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. And I sit in and I'm chilling. You go into the super hot sauna, I'm dying. I can't do it. I'm a big baby. I don't like the heat. I don't like the heat. I can't. So I just nope out after a certain point. So I don't know if I could even do that. You know, to the extent that he does it, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. We need more rich people like this who are a bit too open about their interests. I just like that he's genuinely measuring everything he's doing. You know? And yeah, he's marketing it. Yeah, he has a company where he sells some shit relating to it, whatever. But he's just doing blood panels. He's just testing every bodily fluid, every tissue sample he can, and telling you if it works. Bored billionaire kind of thing, you know? And yeah, I'm cool with that. Health is important, and a lot of us would actually like to know this stuff, but we know that, like, no random entity is going to start doing these tests, so, you know. I'm chilling with it, man. I'm chilling. I don't stand heat. Yeah, me neither. I leave this shit at a cool 70 degrees and no higher. Maybe 72. Maybe 72. And I like in the winter when it's like 65 degrees internal temp in my place, maybe even cooler. I can't, the moment it gets above 75, I'm dying. I can't do it. So, no. I don't like saunas that much. I don't like it, but I can do like a hot tub for a bit. So I wonder if hot tub instead of sauna could work. Maybe. But I also don't like staying in there for too long, so I don't know. You're built for the heat and humid environments, you thrive. I like cold, humid, actually, which is what we have in the Northeast a lot. We have that in like the New York area here. Cooler and humid. It does get hot and humid in the summer, you know. So to me, heat usually also means humidity when I think about it. I've been in dry heat a lot. Don't like it either, but you know, I've experienced both. I think just cold and humid is what I like. And we do get that. But I can't, I don't know. The moment it's above 80, I'm tapped out. I tap out, man. I just, ugh. I don't know. I start shutting down. I start not wanting to do anything. I just end up laying on the floor, legitimately. If it's above 80 degrees, I will lay down and stop moving. So, I think it's not good. Not good. Yan has her office at 55 Fahrenheit to keep her awake and going. 55? She fucking crazy, dude. You know what I get? So I like the cold everywhere except my ears. My ears, man. I get like You know when you go out into the cold for a little bit, not even very cold, it's a little cool, and then you go back into a warm environment and you get that deep ache. Do any of you get that? Not everyone gets it. But you get that deep inner ear ache that hurts. I get that really badly. Like really, really badly. Very easily. So I'll like wear hats a lot and stuff because it's a lot. It's a lot for me. You get a migraine? Yeah, me too, me too. It's the pressure in your inner ear from what I read up on. The cold makes a lot of things shrink down. You have liquids and pressurized systems in there, right? That all shrinks down a little bit. And then when the air temp goes back up, it then expands a lot again, and that's what's causing the pain. So there's not really anything you can do besides just kind of wait it out and warm up a bit. You just wait, you know? I'm not good with that. So that's the one thing that I can't do, but if I like wear a hat, I'm fine. Because my body temperature is usually pretty good. I just can't let the air touch my ears too much, man. Gotta keep that dome warm. Oh yeah. Can also give people motion sick type symptoms. Yeah, if it gets really bad for me, I'll like get back inside and I'll just lay down on the floor and I'll just sit there for a minute because it's almost like you're seasick a little. It kind of feels like seasickness because it's just the ear, man. It's just the ear. It's not even your perception of the world. It's your pressure being weird. Me, a Eurotypical when temp reaches 24°C, especially when it's humid. Hold on. 24°C in F. Yep, that's my threshold. That's my threshold. Can't go above that. Can't do it. Can't do it. I think 20 for the Celsioids. Any Celsioids? 20 is ideal for me. 20 degrees. I think when it gets higher than that, you start to get into the danger zone. Not too bad. If you're outside and it's like 24, there's a little breeze. Okay. Not bad. But still air 25? Not so good. Not so good. Try having a 70% humidity apartment. Ugh. I will say, I do keep the humidity pretty good in here because I stream. And if it's a little too dry in here, I feel it 2 hours into stream and I'm dying. I'm dying. It's dry. I'm crackly and like the whole time. Awful. So I gotta be careful, man. I gotta be careful with that. Though I haven't been running it too often now that it's warmer and the humidity is better, but over the winter, man, constant. I always have 2 humidifiers on and they're just running overtime. I'm filling them all the way every day. Every single day. I just have to, because when you're streaming, you'll just die if you don't. You'll absolutely die if you don't. Ew, he said, living in Southeast Asia right now, it's actual hell with 34 Celsius and 90% humidity. I feel like that's the feeling when you walk into an indoor pool. You walk into the room that an indoor pool is in. That's what I imagine, you know? Ugh. Ugh. And I've been there. Because like I said, the Northeast here also gets really humid. The East Coast can just get like that. I think Florida is the worst with it. When you get higher up, you still get that, but it comes and goes instead of staying like that all the time. But there are some days that are just fucking 100 degrees, crazy humid, and no one is outside. Simply no one is outside. Everyone's in. Terrible. But usually, you know, it's like a day or two and then everyone's back outside because it gets a little drier again or it gets a little cooler again or, you know, things just kind of move through a little more. But it's not the worst. But it gets there for sure. Where are my corn sweat Midwest folks at? Corn sweat? What the hell is corn sweat? Is it just sweating outside with the corn? Me when I'm in the Midwest and I stand outside in the corn? Or are you talking about the sweat from the plants? The corn sweats and make it... Oh, okay. Yeah. It's from the plants? Okay. I got you. Well, all plants do that, but I'm sure corn is, like, just terrible with it. All plants, all trees do that. That's how they cool themselves down. That's how, honestly, their respiration is like that. They have little cells on the bottoms of the leaves called guard cells, and you can, the little hole, I think, is it stomata? Is that the word? Checks myself because I can't remember. Yeah, stoma. But they just kind of open up and spit, pretty much. The little cells on the bottom of the leaf just kind of open and go, and carry a lot of heat in that liquid out. And that's how the plants, you know, tend to stay alive through a lot of really hot weather. That's why they die in a lot of hot weather, too, is because they end up expelling too much moisture sometimes. You got to keep watering them constantly. But they do a little... And, yeah, if you're in an area that's very plant dense and it's super hot, that's why you just feel it in the air. It's all that plant spit, man. Plant spit everywhere. I think it's worse in farm fields due to plant density. Yeah. It makes sense. I've never heard anyone call it corn sweats. I just imagine, I don't know. It's more humid near those plants. I don't know. I haven't heard the term corn sweat, but I like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm logging it in my brain. Plant sweat? Show do. You can see that shit on weather maps. If you're allergic to corn, it can trigger that. Oh, yeah. Oh, corn allergy would be awful. There's cornfields everywhere. It's like cornfields, wheat fields, soybeans. I know someone who's actually allergic to soybeans, but like, was it the pollen from it? It might have been. I think they were allergic to the pollen, which means that a lot of the U.S. they cannot traverse because of the soybean population we got here, all the plants. A lot of areas they just can't go at certain times of year because it just gets them. And they said they were like very allergic. Not a little allergic, very allergic. Like my throat starts closing up a little bit type of allergic to that pollen. So very off limits. But it was just soybeans. This wasn't one person who was allergic to like corn and soybeans and wheat or something like that. It was just soybeans. But little scary. But I was like, okay, well, you're gonna have to live in a city forever because soy is in everything. Yeah, at least in cities you have more dietary options and the fields are not close by. And then there's celiacs. Oh, dude. Yep. I've told you guys before, right? I have a friend who has celiac and Crohn's 2 in 1. Isn't that insane? 2 in 1. Both of like some of the worst digestive issues you can have in one body. It's crazy. Yeah, mega nerf. Can't take them anywhere. Are they alive? The diet is crazy. A lot of supplements for all the stuff that they can't really eat to get into them. It's a common comorbidity. It is actually, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that she just she can't eat, and she'll take a supplement and then just eat something that is super plain and be like, well, at least I've got my calories in and my recommended vitamins and minerals. And I'm like, dude, that sucks. That sucks so bad. It is what it is, man. She makes do. We've gotten real creative with a lot of the stuff that we give her. Real creative. Ooh. If you get bitten by the tick that makes you allergic to meat or allergic to corn and soy in the sun, do you just perish? I mean, you eat like what, plain rice and take vitamins? Right? I mean, what? Just Joe Bart. What does Joe Bart have? What does Joe Bart have? He got. Oh, really? Joe Bart. Did a tick get him? Oh my god! Dude, he did. Oh my god. That's crazy. Yeah, he says it's from a tick bite. Can no longer consume red meat, may never be able to eat it again. Holy! Okay, so next time we're playing Block Wars and I learn that Joe's in it, you know what to do. You know what to do. We place a curse upon him. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Alpha-gal syndrome. You think they can make, like... Oh, probably not. I was going to say lab-grown meat that doesn't contain that, but how do you make lab-grown meat without that? Then it's like... I don't know. Let me see. Is that possible? Oh, wow. It actually... lab-grown meat...
Fish and monkey are generally okay to eat XDD.
Yeah, get that bush meat in you. They're saying lab-grown meat may actually produce stronger alpha-gal immune responses in individuals with meat allergies than conventional meat. Because there's higher levels of it in some of the cells. Oh. Ew. So it's worse. I mean, if he's still able to... Okay, it says poultry, fish, and exotic meats like ostrich and emu. Mmm. Mmm. I've actually had ostrich. It's dry and stringy and not that great. Not that great. It's okay. It's okay. You said ostrich is great. Wait. Hey, we all have our opinions. I'm thinking of kangaroo. Oh, okay. Okay. But ostrich jerky. They tend to turn it into jerky because it's already kind of dry. It's already kind of, you know. Ostrich would be pretty lean. It is, yeah. It's not very fatty, which means not much flavor. It is gamey, but I don't think gamey is bad. I don't like people saying gamey like that's a bad thing. Also, gamey is different depending on what you eat, so I don't like it as a blanket term. It's not like the way salty is a blanket, sour is a blanket, spicy is a blanket, right? Gamey differs heavily.
They don't have to turn emus into jerky. They're already jerks. XDD.
Oh, they'll fucking kill you. They'll kill you. Who doesn't like gay meat? That's what I'm saying. What does gay meat taste like? Ask people to describe it, and they'll say funky. Another word that also is vague, you know? What they mean is, this meat tastes heavily like meat, and I don't like my meat tasting very meaty. That's what gamey means. Because people are really used to meat that has been fed nothing but like corn feed and shit, you know, forever. So they eat that and they're like, this beef is so delicious, when I think the beef is like water. It has no flavor, you know? Like, it doesn't mean it's bad, but it has no flavor. It's just generally a bit savory, and that's it. And they'll be like, I love my meat tasting like water. But I'm also someone who's grown up eating a lot of like game meats and stuff. So for me...
Worst thing about alpha-gal is people don't know they have it and go on plane and eat meat and have to dev it. The flight Dr. Mike on YouTube has recounted the story of when he had to treat it.
Ugh.
This is why planes now have more better access to meds to combat that.
So you get a tick bite, and then you get fucked up on the plane. That's awful, dude. That is awful. I thought gamey meant overly chewy. See, you don't even know what gamey means. That's the thing. Is some people talk about texture. That's not it either. Gamey is supposed to be a weird flavor thing, and it just means kind of funky, but really it means this meat tastes a lot like meat. You know? So it's too vague. It's too vague.
The ticks that cause it are primarily found on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm aware. Anytime, because I used to go hiking a lot, anytime that we would go out hiking, I would always high socks, pants that cover or get tucked into said socks, sometimes 2 layers of socks, you know, depending on where you're hiking, just anything you can do to be extra careful. You gotta be real careful. Gotta be real careful, man. The difference between eating a duck and chicken? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, but, you know, it's still a different flavor. Is it like a different version of grass-fed meat? Kind of. I think grass-fed still doesn't make it that much more flavorful to the extent that something with a properly wild diet would be like that, you know? Because the thing is, a lot of things out in the wild, a lot of animals will eat lots of things. They'll eat whatever's available to them. So they develop a lot of different flavor in their body, right? Because you are what you eat, literally. When you feed something only grass, and it's like one type of grass, it's not even a lot of weeds and shit, because you're just like giving them a lot of the same area to graze, and they're not really migrating, you know? It's still a little narrow. It's still better, because there is a little more variety in the plants, a little. But I think there's still a big difference between that and something like a deer that's going out and eating literally every bit of foliage it ever finds, right? It's just more variety. And it tastes good as a result. It tastes really good. A lot of people have never tried duck either. Oh, yeah. True, actually. True. I don't know why, because it's good, man. It's good. Gamey is very earthy, like pine or nuts, and iron rich. I think the iron richness is what gets people a lot. I think that's what really gets them. The iron flavor, I don't know. I like that personally, but some people don't like just blood flavor. I don't know, but I like shit like blood sausages and stuff, you know? That shit's good as hell. So I don't know, man. People should just try more stuff. They should try more stuff. That's the answer. Try it. It's good. Someone throws a weird meat in front of you, try it. They're like, oh, I got this sundae. I know it smells like shit. You want to try it? Don't go, it smells like shit, so I won't go. It smells like shit, so I will. I want to know. I want to know what this tastes like. I promise you it tastes so much better than it smells. Promise. It's always good. Stream title is so funny as a person without a dad. Yeah, well, this is the way of the world. It's because we're going to play Dad Simulator. And by Dad Simulator, I mean Death Stranding. We're going to get there. Do you like durian? I hate the smell. I actually do kind of like the flavor. Kinda. Keyword, kinda. I have to be in the mood for the flavor, and I don't like it that much. It's okay. But I can eat it. Yeah, I've had stinky tofu. Not a fan. Not a fan of stinky tofu. Even if the smell weren't there, if it were just the flavor, not a fan. People should eat more offal. I agree, they don't. The Death Stranding Dad Sim, not the Pragmata Dad Sim. We've played both now. We played both. We played Pragmata already. It was good. I really liked the gameplay. I thought Pragmata was fun as fuck. The story was alright. No problems with it, but it just felt... It felt a little short. A little short and, like, at times a little predictable, but not in a bad way. Just kind of like... I don't know. I would have liked them to do some more crazy, dramatic twists. But that's not the kind of story it was supposed to be, so I didn't hate it for that or anything. You know, it was supposed to be It was supposed to be a simple, this is what happened during this short period of time type story. It wasn't supposed to be some big dramatic epic, in 5 parts. So I didn't mind it. It was all right. And I think for the length of time, it was good, because I feel like if they tried to do more in a game that was that short, it would have been confusing. It would have been bad. Sort of solid a lot for a lot of first-time devs shooting their shot. That's kind of how I feel, right? I think it didn't overstay its welcome, and it easily could have. So I'm chilling with that. Man. Did the internet have a shit fit about being a dad in Death Stranding like they did with Pragmata? I don't think the internet had a shit fit. I think a small group of people made viral posts. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I've changed my view on the world slowly over time, especially on the internet. Nothing matters. This is the thing. Nothing matters. You see people complaining about Pragmata and parenthood and blah, 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 and they start just having all those conversations. It's a small group of people engagement farming. Okay? And you see a lot of people giving opinions. Most of them are typing it and then not giving it another thought. The moment they turn around from the computer or from their phone, the thought is gone, and they're like, what am I eating for lunch today? You know what I mean? Like, it's all unserious, and it's all just, like, it's not that many people that actually care. It's a lot of people touristing and scrolling past and going, some other people are saying that. And we sort of get into, I brought up the tragedy of the commons earlier, kind of getting into that same thing where only a small group of people really care about these conversations, and most people, this is their pastime. Yeah, it stirs up a culture war about something that nobody cared about or believed in the first place. Exactly. No one cares, right? So I've just kind of like, every time something looks like it's really happening, it's not really happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, just internet stuff. I just scroll past. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I think they did it a little with Death Stranding, but they did it less because Death Stranding was a weird Kojima game, which I think people give more grace. I think people give that a lot more grace. And then Pragmata was like new Capcom IP and didn't have a person who's the face of it or anything like that. So the face of it is the game itself. So it's easier to argue about stuff like that when, like, you don't see the humanity behind it. You don't see the tea behind it. People just always complain the more dehumanized the thing is, right? So, yeah, Pragmata just being a game, they're like, oh, it's my time to go start up my annoying complaints or whatever. But yeah, I think the world is just more like, also the time period too. The way the internet is right now is different than how it was even 5 years ago. And when was Death Stranding out? That was a COVID era game, right? Hold on. Checks release date. 2022? Yeah, a little after. Even then, I think between then and now, or 2022 was the director's cut. So 2019 was the first one, right? Let me see. Yeah. So everyone was playing this during COVID. I think COVID era and beyond was when a lot of the current, like, annoying, shitty cycles the internet's in really took off. They were happening before that, but it got worse around that time. So I wouldn't compare anything that was like pre and like immediately during COVID to anything right now in like the reactions the internet has, because yeah, everything's in shitified, right? Everything's in shitified. So the answer is live streams, because at least the people you're talking to are real for the most part. Hang out there and on Discord with said people, because they're also mostly real. And play video games and go outside. Right? Every time you see one of these arguments starting up, play it like a drinking game. Every time you're on Twitter and you see like one of those arguments, close Twitter and go to Discord instead and just type in a chat where real people are and just be like, what are you guys playing today? You know? That's the way I do it. Or go outside. Or that. Both good. Both real good. No, I don't want to die. Too bad. You have to go outside. Too bad. Anyway, we're gonna open the game. I've been really liking this game. I've been really liking Death Stranding. And now that I have a gun and I have grenades, game has taken on a whole new shape for me. Okay, now that I can nade these motherfuckers, okay, everything is so much better. Because I like stealth, but I'm not a fan of, like, hide from scary things stealth over and over. But them being like, oh, actually, you can, like, poop grenade them, though. Pretty good. I'm down with that. Alright, let me change our category. Death Stranding. Director's Cut. Okay. Done. Tell me if it changed for you. Or if it still looks like we're just chatting. Where's my controller? Oh, I have to reach for it. There we go. Wonder why they cut the director? Yeah, they circumcised him. A celebration for releasing their game. It was crazy. It was a whole thing. Insane what people will do to market their game, dude. Just crazy.